fell in love with barre while I was living abroad in Shanghai, China. I actually went to a club, okay? I went to a club and I was just dancing and I met a friend who is a big-time fitness guru, and she was starting a gym in Shanghai, and she said, "Do you have ballet dance background?" I guess just by my posture. I honestly don't know how she asked me that, how she thought to ask me that, but I said, yeah, I actually do have a ballet dance background, and I competed in ballet until I was 12 years old. And she said, you would be the perfect barre instructor for my new studio that I plan to open. And I actually did not know what she was talking about. I was thinking she was talking about like the club bar, you know, like where you drink at a bar, and I'm like, sure, whatever you're talking about, let's connect. You know, so we connected and I figured out what barre was. During my Christmas break, I came home here to Orange County, California, and I went to a barre class. And I was like, whoa, I am in love with barre, because I was incorporating those barre technique dance moves that I learned when I was younger with fitness and a full-on crazy good workout. So I felt it the next day, like my body was sore and I just wanted to keep doing it. And to teach it was like a dream. So I was full on board. So what makes barre such a unique modality is that anyone can do it. It's not just someone that has a dance background. It's for anyone, any fitness level, because all the moves can be modified or advanced. And it's so unique because after one barre class, you will feel it. You're gonna feel sore no matter what type of workout you do. If you're the most fit person that runs 5 miles every single day, even after a barre class, I guarantee you, you will feel sore and you're gonna be like, whoa, I'm feeling sore in muscles that I've never felt before. And that's a good feeling, especially someone that's really got a routine in what they do with their fitness. You know, they're gonna feel the difference and they're gonna see the difference. So that's why I think it's so unique and it's fun, because it's kind of like a fluid dance throughout, so you kind of get that flow state, which is a benefit in itself. I know I have such a passion for fitness because my entire life was a foundation of sports. I started dance at a very young age, jazz, tap, and ballet, and then I went in to be a ballerina competitor, and then I went into tennis. So at the same time I was kind of doing both, but I decided to go full on with tennis so that I could make the high school varsity team, and then I continued to play tennis in college, and just training and that competitive edge was my life, you know, for so long. To go from being an athlete to being a full-time corporate employee was a really wild transition for me, honestly. I was not happy in the office environment, and I knew that I didn't want my life to be like that for years to come. I couldn't sit at a desk or even be in a corporate environment for years, and I had to do something, and that's where I took over full-time fitness, and I'm really happy I did, because every day is so fulfilling, and to, you know, help others improve their lives by doing something that is good for their bodies and for their minds is just such a fulfilling like energy that I get to have and enjoy every day. The best tip I could give anyone to get healthier is just to start somewhere. Sometimes when you think of like, how do I get healthy? Like, oh my gosh, I have to change this, I've got to change that. It can get kind of overwhelming, and then you just end up doing nothing, right? Like at the beginning of the year when people have all these New Year's resolutions, they've got the list of like 50, and the top one is lose weight, or they're like, let's try something new, or go on a trip to Bali. You know, there's so many things that it becomes overwhelming and they end up doing none because they don't know where to start. But you just gotta start somewhere, and you gotta start small. So I really believe in like setting little goals, because those little goals add up into a big change and a big accomplishment. So yeah, just gotta start somewhere. And I always believe, especially with fitness, because we do a bunch of repetitions with barre, one is better than none. So like 1 set, 1 minute is better than none. So you gotta start somewhere. I think it's really important to educate people about the importance of exercise, because not only is it good for their bodies physically, but that emotional, that mental aspect, that mental fitness that they gain from an exercise, from just moving every day, is incredible. The benefits to their overall health, their overall well-being, their overall relationships is really amazing. And you can see that when someone takes care of themselves, they're able to give a little more. Maybe they have, you know, more energy to do something with a family member that day because they worked out. And I really believe that the importance is in both mind and body. It's not just like, oh, I want to lose weight, I need to lose 5 pounds, or I want to look like that. It really is on an emotional level. And that's why I feel so fulfilled, because when I started doing fitness, I started feeling better. And then that in turn was making me make more healthy decisions. For example, I quit drinking alcohol because I wanted to focus on my fitness. And alcohol and being a fitness instructor was two oxymorons, especially for the way I abused it. So I really had to make that decision to go full on in fitness, not just for that physical, you know, goal that I wanted to achieve, but so that I could reach that emotional well-being and that spot where my spirit felt content and fulfilled as well. So overcoming adversity has happened the beginning of this year. Since COVID happened, as you may know, a lot of fitness studios and a lot of gyms closed. So as a group fitness instructor, I was not able to teach my clients in person anymore. And that was a huge challenge, because I'm like, well, what do I do? How can I connect with these people? And you know, they say during the most challenging times, you find out how strong you truly are. And rather than getting myself down and being upset and depressed about this, because that's how I thrive. I thrive off of the environment in a group fitness class and seeing my friends in the classes and just that energy that is created from the people in the room. So instead of getting down, I really had to find a way to see these people, and it was through teaching online and teaching live classes. And I swear I gained so much energy from that and so much fulfillment each day, and seeing my friends pop up in my classes when I was teaching online. It made me really happy. And that is where I started my own online studio, and I'm continuing to do that, and I wish to continue to grow that every day for years to come. So I'm really grateful I was able to overcome the adversity of COVID and create something amazing like my own thing, my own online studio. Another huge thing is going from having my schedule very, jam-packed with fitness every day and being able to do whatever I wanted, to having a baby. And taking care of my baby has been amazing, but it's also been a transition going from having my own independence to now taking care of my baby every day and finding the time to fit in to do what I love and teach fitness. But I'm grateful for it, and I wouldn't change it for the world. So I believe that my dad has been a huge mentor to me since I was born. But he's really always helped me to know that I have what it takes, and I could do anything that I want. Anything that I want to do, I can do it. And he's also introduced me into the whole personal development side of things. So he's big into listening to audio tapes. And I don't know if you've heard of Jim Rohn, the late Jim Rohn. He's created so many different audios on how you can make your life better by changing, by changing something to make your life better. And he talks a lot about personal development, financial wealth. And so I grew up listening to a lot of Jim Rohn tapes since my dad introduced me to him when I was 16 years old. He did printing for Jim Rohn, and in trade, Jim would give him the audio tapes. And so when I got my Honda CR-V it was an old Honda CR-V. I would put Jim Rohn tapes in my car. Well, that was kind of a deal. My dad said, you can only have this car if you listen to Jim Rohn tapes while you're driving. And so I was like, okay, whatever this guy is, I have no desire to listen to him, but if I get a car, I'm down. And yeah, I really grew up kind of being brainwashed that I could do whatever I want by just believing and really setting goals. It's all about setting goals, and Jim Rohn talks a lot about goal setting and how you should really work harder on yourself than you do on your job. So that means really the inside. You gotta focus on you. You gotta focus on how can you make yourself feel fulfilled, and then in turn, it's gonna go into whatever else you're doing personally, financially, and emotionally. So I'm just a huge fan of Jim Rohn and my dad, but yeah, that's that. I do believe success is something that can be achieved in an extent, and I feel like if you're fulfilled, then you've hit success. But my mentor, Jim Rohn, says success is something you attract by the person you become. And I really feel that every person is born with a gift, a divinely given gift. And that is meant to be shared with others. And when you're spending every day using your gift, you get a fulfillment, and you're sharing that, and in turn, you're making the world a better place, and you are being a success because you're doing what you were born to do. And yeah, I really think that success can be achieved, especially if you're using your gift in what you're doing and what you love to do every day. If I could lead anyone through a bar session, it would actually be my very good friend Siri, who lives in Shanghai and is a co-owner of studios that are big time there in Shanghai, because I really admire her. She inspires me, and she also specializes in teaching bar, and she's created her own bar method. And I just would love her feedback. I'd love to bounce ideas off of her, and I'd love to just spend more time with her, which I will. It's not if, it's when. So yeah, I would love to teach Siri a class. So what keeps me going is knowing that I have a gift that's meant to be shared, and I truly believe that closed mouths don't get fed. So I really believe that by staying away from what I want to do and not following my true passion is doing others a disservice. And I'm a believer that my Heavenly Father has given me a gift that's meant to be shared, and it would be doing my Heavenly Father a disfavor. So I really truly believe that I'm doing what I was born to do, what I was divinely given my gift to do every day. The advice that I would give my younger self is to not worry so much about failure, not worry so much about losing a tennis match. Like seriously, I would think it was the end of the world when I lost a tennis match, especially when I would lose it over and over and I would have my losing streak going. I was devastated and I couldn't function, I couldn't think. But my dad would always say, you know, one day you're gonna be really proud of yourself for all these losses. You're gonna be really proud of yourself, and it's gonna do you a favor in the future. Which he meant was, you know, you learn from every failure, you learn from every past mistake. And for me, I kept going. Like even though I would lose in certain matches and in tournaments, I wouldn't stop. I was signing up that moment for the next tournament. And I really didn't quit. Even if it meant losing more, I kept doing it. And I was devastated at the time, but I would tell myself to keep going because it's gonna do you a favor in the future and you're gonna be stronger for it. I haven't, but I'm excited to experience virtual reality. I've seen it in the malls and it looks fun, but I can't wait to see all this come to action. more cooking classes, because I could use that skill. I need to improve my cooking. I like to bake, but I need to improve my cooking, especially if I plan to have many more kids. Oh, the VRLU team, don't even get me started. You guys are great. I've had so much fun, and I've actually learned a lot about myself in doing these speaking sessions to the camera. I'm really comfortable with teaching fitness, right? Like I can teach fitness all day. I could teach even to a camera all day, even though it does come with challenges. But the speaking part, I'm getting more used to it, and I'm really grateful for VRLU and the team for making me feel comfortable and for helping me improve something that I've been wanting to work on and do more of. So thanks. When someone watches my VRLU experience, I want them to know that they can do it no matter who they are, no matter what background they have, but they can try a bar class and they can feel good, they can feel sore, they're gonna feel a difference, and in turn, that is gonna make them feel accomplished, right? I always like to connect the physical with the mental, and I truly believe that's where you feel the most inner joy, when you've done something new and you've gone for it even though it's a challenge, but you've done it anyway, and yeah, they have the power within them to do it.